Great artists. Michael Jackson from Gary.
Right.
We got Freddie Gibbs from Gary. We've got Mark Battles, all these artists. But Indiana still doesn't, I feel like we don't get the respect that we deserve. Track like Nagasaki, you blew it, and that's just leaving me to put the pieces back and then glue it. Now let's go. When you look at Indiana, you don't necessarily think rap music, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. T-Mess. Check it out, look. You ain't never gonna get it, you ain't never gonna get it. I'ma get up on the mic real quick.
Where can people find you? Like social media, all that kind of stuff?
Social media wise, I'm pretty active on Instagram, Twitter. I'm not too active on Facebook. I mean, you can still find me on there. But Instagram and Twitter is at Torin_Messer, Torin. Yep. I came up with the idea for the tape. It was supposed to tell a story, but you know, when you're not really working with engineers or producers, you're all kind of doing it yourself, and plans kind of fall through. So I wasn't, my abilities with engineering and stuff like that, I wasn't able to make it sound exactly how I wanted, but yeah, it was supposed to tell a story of how, you know, I'm trying to make my dream a reality, you know?
You crew and that boy next to your boy, we got this shit banging. We gaming hoes and no.
That's a tough one. It was, when I was working on the tape, my favorite song was Say I Won't, and that's why it was the leading single.
That was probably my favorite.
Yeah, because it was my first hype song, you know what I mean? I've never made a song like that before, so it was really fun. But now that I'm looking back on the tape, I would have to say that my favorite song off of there is probably We On It with Poindexter.
Okay.
Man, that song, I don't know, man. It's like, Say I Won't's hype, but then you listen to that and it's like, wow, you know.
So, speaking of Poindexter, what was your favorite collaboration? Because we saw Mark Battles, Poindexter, and many more on that tape. So, I mean, who was your favorite one to work with? Man,
my favorite collaboration on the tape was this cat named Huckweed.
Okay.
He's not from Indiana. Nobody knows who, like, nobody around here knows who he is. But I did this one-take contest for Futuristic before I dropped the tape. And we were both top 15 finalists in the contest. And he has a really cool sound with his voice and stuff. So I sent a project over his way, and he just completely just changed the whole thing, man.
Really?
Like, it was supposed to just be a little cipher about, you know, just coming up as a young artist, trying to get your music out and stuff like that. And so it was supposed to be just a very simple track, no hooks or anything like that. So I sent it his way with my verse on it, and then he sends it back. It's got a hook on there. It's got the coldest verse I've ever heard in my life, man. Like, it was so awesome. Yeah, so I definitely have to say Huckweed, man.
Yeah. Speaking of the contest with Futuristic, your entry was rapping while driving.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Which is a very outlandish idea.
Dangerous,
so, what made you think of that?
Well, the funny thing is, I came up with that idea on the way to the actual shoot of the contest.
Okay.
So I was on my way to Indianapolis, and we were gonna get on top of like a parking garage or something like that, and have the skyline of Indianapolis in the background.
Something basic.
Yeah, but my microphone stand is a clamp stand. It's kind of like these ones that you have here in the station, except they're not stationary. You have to clamp them on something, and then move it around wherever.
Right.
And I'm thinking in my head, man, we're gonna be on top of a parking garage. Where am I gonna clamp this microphone stand at? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just thinking maybe I could hang it off the side of my car on top of the parking garage. You know what I mean? Like thinking all these things. I'm like, nah, that would be kind of weird. Just rapping off of a car, like what? And then so I clamp it on my steering wheel. I'm like, maybe we can hang it out the window. I'll be standing next to my car. That'll be kind of weird, but I mean, hey, it works. And I was like, as soon as I clamped it on the steering wheel, I was like, And then I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, why don't we shoot the video while I'm driving? Like, that would be something, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty popular topic, like texting and driving and stuff like that. So I really felt like if someone saw someone recording a song in their car while they're driving.
I'm a little white boy from around the way. That's Indiana, matter of fact, and I'm out the state where everybody's sleeping on me like a hibernation. Coming to get it when I spit it cause I'm fascinating. One tick for the cake got me salivating. Breathtaking when I slay it, that's a rap invasion. Perpetrating in the dark with a mask and cape with my book of rhymes, I'm a blast the nation, oh Lord.
Felt like that would be kind of a viral video, which I mean, it did kind of go viral a little bit throughout the contest, but yeah.
I mean, it was probably the most interesting thing
man.
they've had come in.
Definitely caught people's eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So live performance-wise, 765. We saw you host
Yep.
a series of 765 shows.
Yep.
Like, what's the meaning behind that?
Well, really, it was just a collective of artists from the same area that I live in, the 765 area, which is, I'm from Pendleton, Indiana, but that was also artists from Anderson and, you know, surrounding areas, Muncie, and then you were even on the second one, so you came out. So it's just a collective of different local artists, and it was kind of a last-minute thing. The first one we did, it was just talking to a couple buddies of mine, and I was like, why don't we, you know, we're all local artists, we all have our own fan base, why don't we just bring everyone together as a collective and see what we can do with it? And we, you know, great turnout. Right. Second one, not so much, just because it was a Halloween show, and I mean, it was the night before Halloween, so there was like so many parties going on. So we didn't have the greatest turnout that night, but you know, it was still fun.
You planning anything else 765 wise?
Man, I'm thinking we're gonna skip spring break. We're not gonna do a 765 spring break. I feel like that's a little too much. But we're definitely gonna hit it again this summer.
Okay.
Just because the first one was during the summer, and that was a big thing. You know, we had the Snapchat filters, all the girls were coming out, they were having fun, man. It was a great time. So I'm thinking we're gonna hit it again with the 765 summer.
Finally know why my dad do it. I used to just think he a bad dude, but when you finna
Music-wise.
Next year, this next year, I would have to say, man, I've really been thinking in my head lately, I think I'm done working with artists for a while. I think I'm going to keep it all solo for a minute. Just because it's like so many things fall through when you work with other people, and you like rely on these other artists. And then sometimes these artists get, you know, a little cocky and they want money, you know what I mean? It's like, man, I'm just like you know what I mean? Like, I don't have money to pay you for a song, but I mean, but yeah, I'm thinking about just completely starting fresh with new music, you know what I mean? I'm thinking about wiping my SoundCloud page, not completely, but just, you know, the access music that's on there that's not really, you know, like my older stuff, thinking about just wiping that off and then starting with a new view, new look, and new music, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
We saw on your Twitter that you might have interest in moving to Seattle.
Oh yeah, man.
So what's that about?
Man, Washington State is the most beautiful place on this planet.
Really?
Yeah. I lived out there for 2 years on an island, Whidbey Island. It was gorgeous. Most beautiful place ever. Yeah.
So you have plans moving there soon, or?
Not soon, but after college, you know what I mean? I'm thinking about going out there for a little bit.
Kind of like Torin Messer's dream?
Yep, a little bit.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So, why do you think people are sleeping on Naptown? This is a common question.
Man, it's, you know, it's always been a thing. It's always been a well-known thing that Indiana, just in general, is overlooked in the music business. Not just as artists-wise or music-wise, but it's even in touring, you know what I mean? You see a lot of tours skip over Indiana just because we're such a, you know, sheltered in state, the way I look at it. We're all sticking to our roots, you know what I mean? The people that kind of, the politicians, stuff like that, the people that are kind of running the state, they've always been kind of shelled in, you know what I mean? Not really wanting to open up and go different routes. So I think like, you know, when you look at Indiana, you don't necessarily think rap music, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's more the Atlanta, LA kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that, I mean, even though we've had great artists, Michael Jackson from Gary, we got Freddie Gibbs from Gary, we've got Mark Battles, all these artists, but Indiana still doesn't, I feel like we don't get the respect that we deserve. Can't understand how it lasts so long. See all these rappers turning actors, faking plays on a song, and I'm just laughing because they raps are paid for by their mama. Yeah. Yo, now I'm back at it, spitting all this dope and you think that I was a crack addict. Made a hater vanish without a trace, no black magic. When I record check a second nature, almost automatic. Coming to wreck it with lyrics that I get written. Lyrics that get bitten or written, my composition. And my mission is to kick and dismiss all the competition. While I'm spitting it too quick and you never going to get it. Top of that, I'm sick of rappers ripping my sound. Right when I spit a track, they grip the pad and written it down. I'll be kicking back, sitting back and sipping some crown. Until I'm sick of that, I hit him back like Christopher Brown. I'm the illest on the track, you never thought that you knew it. Till I kill you on a track, I do that like Tony Stewart. When you spit up on a track like Nagasaki, you blew it, and that's just leaving me to put the pieces back and then glue it. Now let's go. T-Mess.